Hey, welcome to the Backwoods Gourmet. Today we got a whole fillet of some fresh salmon. So let's cook it up in some cast iron, and just for fun, let's do it on an open fire. Y'all stay tuned. So I've just discovered these Cuban sweet potatoes, or Bociato. I was talking to a couple of Jamaican ladies at the grocery store yesterday, and they were looking through these, and I started asking them about them. They were very nice, told me everything about it. It's a sweet potato with a white flesh inside. They even told me how to cook it. So I'm going to show you that coming up. All right, so to cut these guys, you're going to need a sharp knife. And the ladies say the way they do it, they take these points off first. You see that it's white inside, very white, just like a regular potato. So what I'm going to do is we're going to boil ours first. You can peel it. It has a very thick skin on it, though. A very thick skin. But when I tried these yesterday, I didn't have any problem with taking the peel off after it was boiled. So this was one of the ladies' suggestions. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut them into, this is a pretty big one. I'm going to cut this one in thirds. You're going to need a sharp knife. So we have that Damascus steel knife there. It just goes right through them, no problem. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get these in some water and set them over on the fire, get them boiling. About a tablespoon of salt. Ooh, fire's hot. All right, so when your skewer goes right into them, like all the way through like that, you can see that skin level layer. Time to take them off, and drain them, and let them cool down. All right, folks, here is our beautiful salmon. This is one whole side. This is not a wild caught, unfortunately. Those are just about gone in the stores right now. So what we're going to do is just look to see if we got scales on him, and there's a few here and there. Down on the tail, I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to show you how I'm going to portion this up. First of all, we love this tail section right here smoked, okay? And you know, if you're going to fire the smoker, you don't want to do it in little tiny pieces. You want to do it in a pretty good chunk. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that back half of him. Take our Michelangelo chef's knife there. It's razor sharp. It's cutting right through the paper, and that portion right there, that's going to be our next portion for smoked salmon. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll vacuum pack what we don't use today, and then we'll use them for future projects. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this little thin part down here where the belly is. I'm going to cut one long strip of that right off. So the rest of it, I'm going to go ahead and do it in about 3-inch wide steaks. And those center cuts, these are super, super awesome. This front one here, a little odd shape, but that's okay. He'll be awesome. So these are what we're going to cook today. Total fillet, we have the 2 steaks that we're going to do for dinner. We have our tail piece, big tail piece for smoking. We have that belly meat. That is great for sashimi or sushi, or as an ingredient for something else. And we have our 3 other mid-cut steaks. Great for a bunch of things. Okay, I would really encourage you when you buy salmon to get with the skin on. It's just so much better. I also wanted to encourage you to buy a fresh salmon instead of a previously frozen one, because you could, now that we vacuum packed and prepared those fillets, they can go right in the deep freeze. Hey, some frog legs. You gotta eat on some of those. Hey, some turtle. Y'all want to see me make that turtle soup? Leave a comment right down in the comment box. So here's how we're going to prepare this so that it doesn't curl up in the pan. You know, this skin is going to be crispy and delicious, but if you don't do this step, the whole thing will curl up in the pan and it won't cook evenly. I'm going to roll it a little bit. I'm pinching it with my fingers, and we're going to go about every 1/4 of an inch, and we're going to cut down about a 1/2 an inch with a sharp knife. It's very important that you have a sharp knife to do this. About every 1/4 of an inch. You see how that kind of opens up? So we're going to go ahead and season it. Today I'm going to use Everglades fish and chicken. This is really good on salmon, and I'm going to let that get down into those cracks. And then with the end pieces, you can just dab on your cutting board to get them all seasoned. So that one's ready to go. Now we'll do the other one exactly the same way. Alright guys, so we got our wall of pans. You see these in every video. You need a very good seasoned pan for this. You cannot afford any sticking. So leave me a comment which one we're going to use. There's that beautiful Wagner right there. Oh my lord. And then our good old Griswold deep pan. Hey, we got a couple of antique 3-notchers in there too. So which one's it going to be? Throw a comment now. So here's what we're going to do. The first one to comment with which pan out on the wall we're going to use to do this dish correctly, we're going to give you a shout out in the next video. Getting the fire ready. I think we got enough wood on there. Some bigger pieces are going to burn a little longer. Let's go ahead and put our grill on. Let that burn down a little bit. We'll cook off this salmon. So our fire's burned down. Just put 2 more sticks up under there to try to control the heat. In the winter of the pans, the Griswold. Haven't used this one in a while. It's nice and deep. It's going to sizzle pretty hard. That's kind of why I chose this one. Plus this has never let me down on sticking. Prep on the sweet potatoes. They do have a pretty thick skin, so I just grab a pair knife, go around. It's, you know, you can kind of see the edge of it after they're boiled, just like that. We can go ahead and take that off, and it's kind of woody if you leave it behind. It's kind of a little bit stringy. So after the peels are off, what we're gonna do is just put them under a hand, squish them down like that. Okay. Just breaking them up, squishing them down, kind of like you would do a plantain. So then we're going to give them some seasoning this time. Seminole Swamp, Fire in the Swamp. Beautiful on potatoes and so many other things. If you'd like to try this, you can, I'm going to leave you a link down in the description box where you can buy that online. So a little bit of olive oil, some more in the pan. We got another pan ready to go. I'm going to brown these off with some olive oil and a little butter. So right at the end, I'm going to throw in some chopped spinach. Woo, that's hot. And our scallions. We're just going to stir that in with the potatoes just till it's wilted. Okay, right here at the end, all this needs is about 2 teaspoons of butter. I'm going to get that in the pan, let it melt. It's going to bring a little fat to these very dry potatoes just till it melts. So that looks good. Right before we take it off, we're going to give it a good squeeze of lime. Now those taters are real, they're a real dry potato. I think they could use a little hit of lime. So let's go ahead and plate this up Backwoods Gourmet style, coming in with some of our Cuban sweet potatoes with green onions and spinach. Got a good pile of those right in the center there. Those smell awesome, by the way. Alright, now for our crispy skin salmon. Right up on there. And over on the side we have some steamed broccoli right out of the steamer. A couple of those right over there. I really want to take a little bit of that oil from the pan, from the salmon, pour that right on the plate. Just a little chopped cilantro. And there you go. That's crispy salmon with Cuban sweet potatoes and some steamed broccoli. So you guys are always wanting us to taste our food. I don't know why, but wow, that is some crispy skin. You hear me crunching? That's when you know you've done it right. Let's try some of those Cuban sweet potatoes. I did them a little different last night. We'll try them this way. Sorry. I kicked the Sportsman's Grill down there. I'll tell you what, that's probably one of the best dishes I've made in a long time. Try those Cuban sweet potatoes if they have them in your area. They're kind of like halfway between a regular potato and a sweet potato. And if you can find A nice fresh piece of salmon like this with the skin still on it. Gotta try it. Guys, if you like what we're doing, please hit the like button right down there. To subscribe to our channel, you can do it right here. For another great Backwoods Gourmet video, it's going to be right over there. And for a whole playlist of cooking with Dutch ovens and cast iron, it's going to be right over there. We'll see you next time.